This is the Real Geezers Oscar show. And don't run away, it's going to be a lot shorter than the real one. The Oscars always present a dilemma immediately as to what you think will win and what you like to win. As to me, what you think will win is much more interesting than who you're for, in my opinion.
Well, it's always a problem when you have to vote, and you want to be true to your beliefs, right?
One thing that is important that some people don't realize, the nominations are made only by people of their own branch.
Yes.
Actors nominate actors, writers nominate writers, and so on.
Yes.
We're both Academy members.
Yes.
And we're told absolutely not to let anybody know who we're going to vote for. I am now going to let people know who I'm going to vote for, and if they expel me, so be it.
No, it doesn't expel, because it's in Vegas that you become a force, someone who they think really knows something,
Okay.
and you'll be in the betting line,
Anyway, I'm going to violate
the
that.
Lorenzo betting line.
I'm going to violate that instruction. All right, we're going to go category by category to begin.
Okay.
And so, therefore, let us begin with, looks to me like Best Supporting Actress.
Kate Blanchett, and I'm not there.
Excellent performance. I would certainly consider her a strong candidate, but I'm not going to vote for her because, well, maybe I will.
Fabulous, because she plays Bob Dylan, and you would never believe it's a girl playing a guy.
Next.
Ruby Dee in American Gangster.
Absolutely not.
She's a lovely mom. She's the only good person in it.
She's a lovely mom, but the movie's just too dreary to nominate
Okay.
anybody from it.
Saoirse Ronan in Atonement.
That movie also, I think, deserves nothing. It's a good performance.
Very young girl, 14, 15 years old.
She's got a lot of time to get my vote.
Okay, Amy Ryan in Gone Baby Gone.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's a wonderful performance, a bad mother, as opposed to Ruby, a good mother. Tilda Swinton in Michael Clayton.
She gets my vote.
And I think she gets my vote too, even though we're not to say. Yes.
She's playing a tough lady executive and the villain of the movie.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, gave that away.
Yes.
She's the villain, but she deserves that. She's going to get it. Next category. Best Supporting Actor.
Casey Affleck in The Assassination of Jesse James.
No.
Okay. I have not seen that movie, so I couldn't vote on that category. Javier Bardem, No Country for Old Men.
It's such an obvious choice. This is a constant problem in these categories. If you're supporting, it's a great chance to show off.
Yes, and
It's
he
a great
does
chance to
brilliantly.
show off.
And he does brilliantly.
And by definition, almost those parts are very sharp, wonderful little parts.
Interesting who the next person is.
Who is?
Philip Seymour Hoffman in Charlie Wilson's War. And it's a very grandiose performance. Is that the right word for it?
That's a possible word, yes.
And marvelous actor. But I think, didn't he win for Capote a couple of years
He
ago?
did.
The next person on the list is Hal Holbrook in Into the Wild.
Hal Holbrook's a wonderful performance. He always gives it. But he's Hal Holbrook to me. He's always Hal Holbrook.
I think he is the odds-on favorite.
People maybe feel that because the movie wasn't nominated.
No.
And
Except
so
I
people
think
feel a little guilty about it. To me, that movie, incidentally, is a remake of Easy Rider, basically. It's Easy Rider for this generation.
I didn't know that.
I'm just telling you, that's my
Okay,
opinion. Now you know.
Now I know. I'm glad to know
This is
that.
sort of a hippie guy who goes out to discover America and gets killed in the end. Shot by a redneck or eaten by a bear. What's the difference?
The next choice is Tom Wilkinson in Michael Clayton.
He opens the movie and speaks at some length when you don't know who he is.
Yes.
From a blank screen, and he holds you, which is a very difficult thing to do instead of being up there mugging and acting.
It's an incredible performance.
He's wonderful. He gets my vote. This says adapted screenplay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a writer. I don't even bother to vote on these categories because I think it's very wrong to try to separate screenplays from the movie. You can't judge a screenplay from looking at the movie. You can judge it from reading it, but these people don't read them.
I'm not even going to answer that because I think
Because it's so true.
But no, I disagree. It doesn't begin until there's a screenplay. Do you want to hear what they were, the adapted ones, at least, right?
It's all yours. I'm silent on this.
Atonement, Away from Her, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, No Country for Old Men, and There Will Be Blood. Even though you are not going to vote for it, do you have any thoughts on it?
On what?
On the adapted screenplay, Lorenzo.
Almost all of them are quite good for what they are.
Okay.
The Diving Bell and the Butterfly
Yeah.
is actually brilliant.
Yes.
And it has a couple of gimmicks in it. It's hard to go into without talking about it. This is a guy who is paralyzed and he can't speak. He can blink one eye,
Yeah.
once for yes, twice for no. It's in the screenplay, not from the director. It's acknowledged. He had the idea of having the camera blink. So I take back some of my earlier remarks,
Of course.
which were impulsive and on the spur of the moment. But anyway, that is a very good screenplay. There are many good screenplays here, away from her, but also that's from the novel is so good. Roman Polanski, who I worked with briefly on a project, he did the screenplay of Rosemary's Baby. And he told me, it's not to be believed, but he said he dictated it sitting by the swimming pool from the novel by hour 11. He literally said he dictated it. Struck out this thing, I'll do that.
Great.
And of course that's an exaggeration, but essentially some screenplays can be done that way.
Okay.
And so I think they deserve a little less credit.
Away from Her, it's a movie about Alzheimer's, and the writer of the screenplay and the director is Sarah Polley, who's 25 years old, and who was when she did it, and I found it amazing that she was able to bring her youth to this story of aging disintegration.
However, the movie's been attacked by a number of people, of Alzheimer's people, as giving a very false opinion of Alzheimer's, a very happy view of Alzheimer's.
Nonetheless, I'm probably going to vote for Sarah Polley.
The next category, everybody, is
The original screenplay.
original screenplay. Oh my God, here we go again on screenplays. Give me a hint, Marcia.
Lars and the Real Girl.
Boo!
Okay. Poor Nancy Oliver. Juno, first-time screenwriter Diablo Cody.
It definitely gets my vote.
It does. Okay.
I mean, it's a wonderful screenplay. Anybody named Diablo Cody and who's been a stripper is very hard not to vote for. But it happens to be an extremely good screenplay.
It's a very good screenplay, and it turned out to be a very good movie and a very original idea to a comedy about a 16-year-old girl being pregnant.
You're also complimenting the movie.
Okay.
I find it very hard to separate. This is one of my general comments.
Okay.
I find it hard to separate the screenplay. If the movie had not been very good, you'd have said, oh, well, it's an exaggerated, crazy screenplay, maybe.
But it begins with the screenplay. And then the movie is made by a number of people. As you know, Lorenzo, I was a writer's agent, and I believe it's important.
Did I ever say it wasn't important? I'm talking about voting in a separate category for it. It's the
Well,
most important of everything.
Then there should be only one vote, Best Picture. That should be the only vote.
And best screenplay.
No, there should be one vote. The Oscars should be what's the best picture.
It should be. But
It doesn't have to do with the individual things.
the actor and actress are legitimate also to vote for.
Why are they any different?
It's a
Lorenzo,
monopoly.
you're making me nuts. Michael Clayton, written by Tony Gilroy. What did you think about that?
Great screenplay.
I agree with you. I think it is an extraordinary screenplay. I think that would be my vote. Ratatouille, which is interesting as an original screenplay and animated film.
Excellent.
Okay.
And Enchanted, the other animated movie, they both have very good screenplays. But I don't think they should get screenplay awards. I'm sorry.
I don't believe they should either. Let me finish. The Savages, which was written by Tamara Jenkins. And I want to say something. As a woman, 3 out of the 5 are written by women.
I think that's wonderful.
It's a really, really unusual thing to have happened.
That's what women do. They sit around the house and write.
That's right, because their husbands are out working.
Out
earning a
working
living.
and supporting
Yes,
them.
we know all that.
We know all that.
Yes.
On to the next category.
Which is
Next
what?
category is Best Director.
Oh, all right. Interestingly enough, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, Julian Schnabel, who insisted that this movie be written and played in French.
He gets my vote.
He does.
The direction is so unique and unusual in this movie. This is a movie that could have been treated 100 different ways. These other movies, to me, once you had the screenplay, a thing like No Country for Old Men,
which is one of the nominees.
but that and the Coen brothers
yes.
are very apt to win. That's a big standard Western about bad guys. Somebody finds money
Yes.
and then people chase them.
Yes.
That other people could have directed it, maybe better, maybe worse. The Diving Bell and the Butterfly is unique.
It was my number one picture. I think a picture that encompasses everything.
We're going to get to Best Picture, so shh.
Oh, well, it's not nominated. We talked about No Country for Old Men. Michael Clayton.
Absolutely.
So there are 2 possibilities for you.
There are 2 possibilities.
for you. And then There Will Be Blood, which is Paul Thomas Anderson.
No, we've already said who we preferred.
Okay.
So I go over the others.
Okay, great.